My name is Frater Charles. I'm a second-year novice here at St. Norbert Abbey. In its simplest form, the novitiate is a way of kind of changing those habits that you developed in the outside world. So realizing what it means to be a religious, but also learning what the community actually is, who the people are and who yourself are. So trying to pull away from the outside world to more truly root yourself in Christ and in the church. The advice I got was, it'll be one of the hardest years of your life, but also one of the most rewarding years of your life. And the year that you're going to want to go back to every single year after, simply because of those challenges and of those rewards. And I feel that rings true, but it really is that time where you develop those habits of prayer, reflection, and just getting to know other people that really this life and community is all about. First year, you're really not going to leave the building. Your primary focus is on taking some classes internally at the Abbey, developing that relationship with the community, and focusing on that internal prayer life, and really just kind of trying to build that up. And that's a very good focus for the first year. The second year, we take a more detailed look at our life in terms of community, ministry, and personal prayer, and finding that balance. So the schedule really changes quite drastically between the first and second year, but what you're doing at certain times, like morning prayer, noon prayer, evening prayer, mass, rec, and dinner, really doesn't change all that much, because that's what it means to be a part of a community. So now that I've been accepted into vows, I'll be sent down to Chicago where we study at CTU for the priesthood. So whether or not we're becoming priests, we all study down there. I'll be focusing on getting an MDiv and most likely an MA from CTU. God's truly the person you can be the most honest with. So if you're really discerning something, whatever that is, especially I would say religious life or the priesthood, just tell him, because if that's what he wants, he already knows. And if he wants you to do something else, he already knows. So if you're feeling a call or you keep getting nudged in that direction, but you feel like you shouldn't, say it. Bring it up in prayer, because what's the worst that's going to happen is God puts you where you're meant to be. But if you don't bring that out, you're ignoring something that God's putting in front of you. And I know I ran into that with some of my high school students. I know there were times I wouldn't say something in prayer simply because I'm like, oh, I don't need to bother God with that. That's a silly thing to kind of say because he knows everything, so it just sounds silly when you say it out loud. But if you really are discerning, bring it up. The worst thing that's going to happen is if you bring it up to someone else or in prayer, is they validate it and say, yeah, that's true. Or you bring it up in prayer and then God keeps pushing you in that direction and you know that's where you're meant to be.